Hello and welcome. I'd like to start by saying that I am not a cemetery tour channel. I do them occasionally, but it's really not what I do. But the other day I was in Cincinnati, Ohio, and I realized that I was about 2 miles from a grave that I'd wanted to visit for a while. I honestly thought that he was buried in Massachusetts, where he was born and where he was from. So I was surprised to see that he was buried here in the Queen City. And I'm, of course, talking about Joseph, don't call me Fighting Joe, Hooker. Born in Hadley, Massachusetts on November 13th, 1814, who went on to attend the U.S. Military Academy, where he graduated in 1837. He was ranked 29th in a class of 50. He served as second lieutenant in the 1st U.S. Artillery in the Seminole War and in various staff positions in the Mexican-American War. Joseph Hooker resigned from the Army in 1853. His resignation may have been brought on by him testifying against a former commander, one Winfield Scott, in a court-martial of Gideon Johnson Pillow, who he would fight opposite during the coming Civil War. When the Civil War broke out, Hooker knew that he had to pick up arms again, especially after seeing how the military was being handled after First Manassas. He rejoined after petitioning Lincoln himself, this time as a brigadier general. Joe Hooker was often very critical, sometimes with good reason, of the commanders over him. He thought McClellan was too cautious, saying of him, "He is not only not a soldier, but he does not know what soldiership is." Hooker was in command of the 1st Corps at Antietam, leading the first assault of what would be the bloodiest day in American history. By the summer of 1863, he found himself in the Western Theater, where he saw action at Chattanooga and at Lookout Mountain. While on my way to Hooker's grave, I found this grave, and at first I thought it was just really beautiful. And then I did a little bit of research on this man. Robert Moore Sr. was born in County Tyrone, Northern Ireland, and immigrated to the United States as a small child. He fought in the Mexican-American War, and then when the Civil War began, he raised a company of soldiers for the 10th Ohio Volunteer Infantry, and he served as their captain. He participated in the battles of Perryville, Stones River, Chickamauga, and many more. He was eventually promoted to lieutenant colonel. When he returned home, he was a war hero and enjoyed all the fame and popularity that came with that. He eventually became the mayor of Cincinnati. He served from 1877 to 1879. On October 1st, 1864, fate and the United States military would transfer Hooker to the north, Cincinnati, Ohio to be exact, where he'd be stationed for the rest of the war. It was there that he met Olivia Groesbeck, and the two were wed shortly thereafter. Relationship would be very short-lived. She passed away of consumption in 1868 at the age of 42. She was at the couple's residence in New Jersey when she passed away, and originally she was interred there, but sometime later that year he had her body relocated to her hometown of Cincinnati. In 1864, Hooker had the solemn duty of leading President Lincoln's funeral procession through the streets of Springfield, Illinois. I'm sure that weighed very heavy on him, since his rank in the Civil War, actually probably his position at all, because he had been rejected once before, was because of Lincoln. So I've been a member of findagrave.com for 20 years. And if you've never visited that site and you like cemeteries, you really should check it out. But I was going through the list of this cemetery's famous graves, and I found several that I plan on visiting the next time I'm there. I ran out of time this time. I didn't have that much time in Cincinnati. That was a lot of times. One of the graves I'd like to visit next time is pioneer in the medical field, Dr. Henry Heimlich. Yeah, that Dr. Heimlich. So, thanks for sticking around. I hope you enjoyed this little peek at the Spring Grove Cemetery in Cincinnati, Ohio. And thanks for bearing with me. I know that this was not a great quality video that you expect when you come to cemetery tour videos. We've got some really great cemetery tour channels here on YouTube. Thanks for watching. Next time. Bye.